Speaking of this Ariel phenomenon film, now I watched it for the first time last night, and it was very fascinating, and I can't recommend it enough. But there were some things that happened during this movie that really, really hit home for me personally. In fact, at one point, about 50 minutes into it, around that period, I actually had to stop it. I had to pause it and walk around for a little bit because it sent a chill down my spine. But anyway, before we get to that, well, when the documentary first begins, they're showing some actual footage because leading up to that day in 1994, there were sightings of UFO sightings. Basically, there were UFO sightings leading up to that, and there was some really like videotape. There was some videos really, it didn't look that clear or anything like that, but it was, you could see objects flying around. Weird, I don't know what they were. But one of the objects, it actually reminded me something of what I had seen during a fishing trip in 1994, in August of 1994 in Pennsylvania. The thing I saw had three big lights, like headlights, lined up horizontally. I talked about this experience a lot. I was on a fishing trip, and this UFO, just big giant UFO, made no sound. It shows up, basically hovers over, comes right, stops in the sky right in front of me. It was only 2.5 stories off the ground. My buddy was there shining a flashlight on the bottom of it. But this thing had these three giant lights, like lined up horizontally, like I guess on the front of it. I guess you would call it the front, whatever part was facing me during that whole experience. And then it just left. I mean, it made no sound whatsoever. It was as big as a house. But so when I was watching this documentary, and the events in this documentary took place in September of 1994. Before, just early on during the early stages of this documentary, they showed some archival videotape footage of some of the UFOs, I guess, that people were filming in Africa, in South Africa during this time period, right before the event in Rua, Zimbabwe, at the Ariel school. And they showed an object, and it looked like it had two lights, but there might have been a third light there. But in a way, it reminded me of what I saw that time. I mean, now it was something that was filmed from a distance in this video, so I couldn't really tell, but it did ring a bell for me a little bit. It could have been, I don't know, might have been something like what I saw, but the thing I saw had three lights lined up horizontally, and they're spaced pretty far apart, and that's why I was able to know. That's why I knew this thing was pretty big, because there was one light and there was a lot of space, and then there was another light, then there was a lot of space, and then there's another light. So whatever I saw that time in 1994, it was pretty big, and it could have been. I'm not saying it is, but I mean it could have been. But then later on in the movie, there was something that was described by two of the witnesses, I believe. It was two different witnesses as adults now, who were children back then. And they were describing it. And I didn't hear this one before, because, I mean, I didn't see this documentary until yesterday for the first time. And before that, I saw like some of the interviews with some of the kids and stuff, but I didn't know everything. This documentary gave me more information. And one of the things that's for the first time I heard was the buzzing sound that they were talking about. There were two witnesses that they remembered this intense buzzing sound. To them, it sounded like an electronic transformer or bees. And that all of a sudden, that just stirred memories of, wow, that's what I heard when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, of course, that's the other experience I had in 1977 when I heard, when I woke up in the middle of the night and there was this humming sound. It was a really strange humming sound. I could never recreate it again. Like I never heard anything like it before or since, but it was very frightening. Of course, the story is I woke up in the middle of the night. It was in 1977. I was about 8 going on 9, around that age. And it was in the summertime. I used to sleep in the attic. I slept on one side of the attic. My brother slept on the other. My brother Dave slept on the other side, and there were steps in the middle. And I wake up in the middle of the night, and I had the blankets over my head. The light, we used to leave the light on a lot. Fall asleep with the light on a lot, reading a book or whatever. But the light was left on that night, and I had a thin blue blanket over my head. And when I woke up in the middle of the night, I have no idea what time it was, 2:00 in the morning or whatever. And I could hear this buzzing sound, like this humming sound. It sounded like, like it was constant the whole time. And so I didn't know what's going on. I'm like, what's going on? What's that sound? But meanwhile, at the same time, I could see a hand. I could see an arm, the shadow of this hand getting closer to where my head was and further away, closer and further away. And this humming sound didn't let up whatsoever. And it did the whole, during this whole thing lasted 20 minutes. And then, so I was so scared out of my mind. I started trying to communicate with whatever this thing was, because I didn't know what it was. To me, I thought it was a devil or a demon from hell. That was the extent of my imagination as far as this thing was concerned. I had no idea what was going on, because I had no idea about alien abduction or anything like that. I always thought aliens were just, science fiction things. I didn't think it was based on any kind of possible reality. So, I mean, I'm screaming, and that thing just keeps doing this. The hand keeps getting closer to my face and further away. So I peek out of the blanket. I can see my brother Davey, he's facing toward me. He's sound asleep, like in oblivion. I start screaming toward him, and he's just not waking up. It's not, my voice is actually somewhat muffled by that humming sound, right? And so then I'm really terrified. I start yelling for my mom and dad. Nobody's coming, they're not coming. And meanwhile, that hand is getting closer to my face and further away, closer to my face, further away, like a ritual, like a ritualistic type of a movement. It was very strange. And this humming sound continues. And then, nobody's coming. Then I start praying. I'm saying all my prayers, and I close my eyes, open them up again. The thing's still there, right? And this went on for like 20 minutes. And then finally, somehow I just, boom. Like I blacked out somehow, and then I woke up the next day, and I tried to tell everybody about it. Of course, nobody believed me, and life went on. But when I was watching that Ariel phenomenon last night, it had just struck me when those two witnesses, there was these two women that when they were kids and they were at Ariel school, one of the things that they'll never forget that really scared them was this buzzing sound. They heard this sound, like it was pretty much constant, and stopped for a little bit for them, and then it picked up again. I think that something, something's with this sound. You don't really read a lot about sounds like this, but something's going on here. Like, I don't know what is that sound. So I think that sound, what they were hearing, was probably something like what I heard when I was a kid in my room. Like whatever that sound, something was up with that sound. What is that sound? What was going on there? So I'm wondering if there's a connection there, and I think there could possibly be. I don't know what they're, because again, I was only a kid when I heard that sound. These were a bunch of kids, and that sound, whatever that sound was. Usually, again, UFOs are, you see them, right? When I saw the one in '94, that thing was absolutely silent. But now you have this story here with these kids hearing this buzzing sound like a bunch of bees. I mean, that could be like I could have described it as that easily too. To me, it was sounding like electronic, like a constant electronic humming sound. I didn't know how else to describe it. And actually, one of them, I believe, said it sounded like an electronic, electrical transformer. I mean, it did have that kind of quality to it. But again, it was indescribable. Something that could be. Somebody else could look at it and think, yeah, that sounds like bees, because it's like, And that's what I heard. So yeah, I guess it could. So I'm wondering if there's a connection there. As I watched, I actually had to pause it and just stop, because it actually sent a chill down my spine. I was really, wow, boy, I did not know this about Ariel School. I did not know that there was a sound like this, that some kids actually remember hearing, like a sound a sound that was very similar to a sound that I heard a long time when I was a kid, a long time ago when I was a kid. And it just, very strange. Like, what is that sound? What's that all about? Who knows? I mean, who knows? I had a whole bunch of different theories about it, but probably none of them are right. I mean, I thought maybe one of the theories was maybe that was the machinery of a floating flying saucer outside, creating a hole in the wall for the alien to get in the room. I mean, that's could have been something like that, I thought, or maybe they were trying to communicate with me, or maybe send some sort of a message to me to my mind that I just couldn't understand consciously, but subconsciously it was getting in there. Who knows? But what was that sound about when those kids were hearing it? No, what was that? There has to be something to that. There has to be a reason for it. I don't think these beings do things for no reason. I don't think there's, and obviously it wasn't a sound that their craft make, because as everyone knows, most of the time these craft don't make any sound. In fact, the kids, when the things took off and everything, and there was no sound. Now, there was another kid there that described hearing like a flute type, a sound of a flute. Now, that didn't ring a bell for me, so I didn't hear any sort of when I had my experience as a kid, there was no flute sound whatsoever. What I heard was just this constant, deep, dark humming sound, electronic sounding sound. That's all I remembered from the sound. It's something I never could recreate. You had to be there, I guess, or you or you missed out. It's be something that a human being would be hard pressed to try to recreate. I think. But anyway, I just want to say this. The Ariel phenomenon is something that, to me, this is the proof that a lot of people need. I mean, if maybe that's why it's not being shown a lot, because it's just too much. Maybe even the film director himself realizes this. You know what? This is. How could you deny it now after this? I mean, anybody who sees this, as far as I'm concerned, if you don't see it by that point, then you'll never will. Then you're being stubbornly dumb. There's no other excuse. So I highly recommend this because it's definitely worth your time. I mean, if you want to wait, I mean, a lot of people out there just don't have $24 to spend on a movie like this. I get it. I mean, I actually waited too, but you might want to wait for it. But at the same time, I guess I don't understand why it's not being talked about as much. It should be talked about a lot more in the mainstream media, because it really is something really special.